The Nintendo Entertainment System was one of the most influential consoles of all time, and two of the most influential games on that system were Super Mario Bros. And Super Mario Bros. 3. The Super Mario series has inspired countless games, with almost every game on the main series being a standout hit. However, whether it's inspiration, there's knockoffs, like the Great Gianna Sisters and Spongebob Squarepants. Well, to be fair, it plays more like a bastard child between Super Mario Bros. 3, Wario Land, and the plot from Spongebob Squarepants movie. Cast your mind back to the early 2000s, where almost every movie had a tie-in game built for it. The games tended to fall into two categories: bad games based on good movies, or bad games based on bad movies. The very sometimes one exception to this, but there are very few I care to Spider-Man 2 mention. One thing they have been known for more recent years though is the sheer number of consoles that are available on at any one time. Take Ratatouille game, which was released on 11 different systems almost all at launch. And then you get the way these games are being advertised. It almost always shows footage from the console versions, never the handheld versions, as they were very, very different from each other. Of course they were running on far less superior hardware and often made by different development teams. But it still stung a little bit when you got the handheld version of a game, expecting it to be just like the console version, and it was completely different. Anyway, let's judge the game by its own merit. Whoops, wrong console. So let's start the game and jump straight into the first level. As you can see, the game loosely follows the plot of the Spongebob movie. It's more like the cut down Cliff Notes version of it, but at least it follows it. And yeah, it's Mario crossed with Wario Land. You can see the moveset here, and it is similar to the games from the running to destroy blocks to the gliding motion that's very similar to the original Tanuki suit. The only unique skill I could find in the game was a button that when you press down, it will blow up SpongeBob and kill all the enemies on screen. Now, not all these stages are just basic platforming levels. Some are special stages where you have to dodge oncoming obstacles. However, the faster they get, the easier they get, even though they're definitely to be harder. Throughout the game, there are different and numerous enemies you can kill, all of which can be defeated either by jumping them or using the kill all button. The game progresses by following the same journey as SpongeBob and Patrick go on through the movie, and each world gets harder as you go. Apart from World 5 and Shell City, these levels are by far the hardest in the entire game, as you have to be careful that SpongeBob and Patrick don't overheat and die. You tell their hotness level by the red meter on the right filling up, and to cool them off you get to trip the fire alarm. Seriously, fuck these levels. These are the only levels in the entire game where I actually lost lives, and it's the same thing with the boss fight at the end. Overall, the level design is fine. Lord knows how far worse levels out there have been uploaded every day to Super Mario Maker, but they're just uninspired and generic, and just the vanilla ice cream of the platforming world. Each world has a boss fight at the end of a level, and they basically all boil down to your basic Mario boss fight where you just jump on the enemy 2 to 3 times and they die. However, I find the boss fight in World 3 particularly disappointing, as you just jump up and down on the ice cream monster a couple of times. I feel like a faster or harder version of the special stages, where you have to run away from the ice cream monster, would have been a lot more appropriate to the story of the movie. However, the biggest disappointment by far goes to the final boss fight against King Neptune. A better boss fight for this would have been more like a Game Boy Advance version of Guitar Hero or a Rogan game, to the Goofy Goober Rock soundtrack, even if it's just a simple chipmunk version. However, no, you just bounce up and down on King Neptune twice and then mash the A button. And that's it. Could have had so much potential for that last boss fight, and I'm definitely left disappointed by it. So what do I think of this game? Well, it killed a couple of hours of my time, and Lord knows the GBA had a lot worse tie-in games published for it. However, it just speaks of a bygone era. when cheap movie tie-in games were not so much as a novelty as more expected from every movie being published. Seriously, they couldn't even get who said the lines correct.